and welcome to Me League Sigma 6, where characters from different media come together in one place. Do you know whose celebrity status before his passing was an internet meme? Besides other internet memes? Chuck Norris. Yeah, whatever. As Linkara mentioned before, if you want to invent facts about how awesome a celebrity is, you do that for Mr. T, because he apparently is that awesome. I will admit that I wasn't a fan of both Chuck or Mr. T. They are parallels to one another. Both are action 80s icons. They are both famous in their standards to each other. They both have strong Christian ethos, and they both had animated shows around them. However, Mr. T managed to one-up Chuck in that department, since Mr. T's cartoon show lasted only for like 30 episodes for 2 seasons, and Chuck Norris and the Karate Kommandos lasted only 5 episodes. Plus the reason why Comic-Con 1 was right outside my space station in the last video. Oh, I figured I'll do a review of one of the 4 issues of the Karate Kommandos comics. So let's dig into Chuck Norris and the Karate Kommandos #2 before Linkara does the I am a man punch on us.
And there came a day unlike any other, when Earth's mightiest heroes found themselves united against a common threat. On that day, they became the Avengers, the invincible armored Iron Man, Thor, Prince of Thunder, the Hulk, strongest hero there is, and Captain America, the first Avenger.
Avengers, assemble! I am reading from images, so no looking at the cover. We open with Chuck Norris walking on the pier, or should I say strutting on the pier, since he appears to have attracted every single person and he walks past. And it's not because he's a celebrity. They don't actually recognize him. And he's just really confident, and everyone is amazed by him. It's like freaking Saturday Night Fever, or at least Peter Parker doing Saturday Night Fever in Spider-Man 3. Whoa, he's tough! Oh, I wonder where he came from. If Chuck Norris facts are to be believed, he basically just spawned from whatever ethos, fully grown, with a desire to kick things that could not be kicked. He enters her bar and goes up to the counter. What'll it be, pal? A nice cold beer? No thanks. I'll take a nice warm mug of water.
Seriously?
I can't drink beer. It affects my health. Might be a bad influence on me. I'm really here to talk about something hot. Me, boom, baby. And where I might dispose of it. If I happen to lay my hands on it. The Chuck Norris method of police work: go into a random bar and say you want to get rid of stolen goods. Way I hear it, the men who drink here aren't very smart, but they're always interested in turning a dishonest profit. You know, given that this bar seems to be populated strictly by men, I'd find it hilarious that if it turned out Chuck accidentally walked into the wrong place and this is really a gay bar. So, know so much, what is this merchandise we're discussing here? Here, we are talking about the new Banana 7000 computer prototype. Not interested. Come back when you have the prototype for the new macro hard computer. No, I know you're full of it. That hasn't even been stolen yet. Yeah, and a sale's been prearranged with a private buyer. Any other details you want to confess to the anonymous stranger? Drug deals you're conducting on the side? How many people you've killed? Thanks. That's really what I came in here to learn. Now, why don't you tell me who the buyer is and who plans to sell it? Must be a really slow day at the Karate Kommandos headquarters if they're working on a case about a prototype for a home computer. I mean, is this usually the jurisdiction of the Equestria Girls? Or Dr. Eggman? You tricked us! Tricked you into what? There is absolutely nothing here that can be used in court. In fact, you can just clam up right now, and he's got nothing. But no, instead, let's start a bar fight with this guy by breaking a bottle while his pinky is extended. Dude, unless that bottle wasn't actually a very cleverly disguised teacup, I don't think that's the proper way to hold that. Naturally, Chuck Norris beats the heck out of everyone and forcing them to retreat. They realize that indeed Chuck Norris is their attacker, and they quickly find some wooden boards to defend themselves. We've got a weapon now, and he's got none. You poor deluded fools. His fists are his weapons. His feet. And he promptly knocks them all into the water. Chuck once again asks for information, but the guy just screams that they only hear rumors and don't know anything. Right before Too Much, yes, that is his real name, knocks him into the water. By tipping over a crate. Anyway, it's time for the exposition. They know someone is planning to steal the prototype Banana 7000, although me personally, I'm sticking with the VR headset, and they say that the other members of the Karate Kommandos are back at the hotel guarding it. Why? Why the heck is this not back at Banana headquarters being developed? Do you think it's possible that our old nemesis, the Cult of the Claw, are after the computer? Seems pretty likely, doesn't it? They love to get their hands on something as valuable as this. It may take a whole 6 months before it becomes obsolete technology. And it never pays to be too confident where they're concerned. Boy, those guys are smart and mean. I would just say to you that their leader looks like this. And they are planning to steal a computer with the processor power to at best play Mott Nui online. Or, Henry Stickmin. Chuck notices a box full of money and asks where it came from. Too Much says that it's part of his cover for when the guys from the bar fled. He told the guy running the souvenir stand that he'd watched the booth in his absence and turned a tiny profit while he ran it. And since you were selling the man's merchandise, of course you will do the ethical thing and turn all the money over to him. Too Much sighs in frustration. To be fair, kid, if this guy was dumb enough to let a child completely unknown to him run his booth and have access to his money. Also, dear Lord, this artwork. Too Much's face is really wide and it seems to be trying to contort itself into a Picasso painting. It can't accomplish that, but it's trying. And there's Chuck in the corner there with his eyes and teeth gritting underneath his ginormous mustache. And I feel critique about in this actually since, well, the first issue, this was drawn by reclusive and co-creator of Spider-Man and Blue Beetle, Steve Ditko. This is clearly a job that he was doing well for the paycheck. We cut over to some other Karate Kommandos who are, of course, some martial arts stereotypes. The Samurai Kimo, who was all about solitude and serenity and calm and honor and Power Rangers or something. And the sumo wrestler Tabe, who likes to eat a lot because he's not skinny. And they are walking the team's dog named Wolf. Remember, Kimo, after Wolf is finished, we must clean after him. Tabe, he says that he had a bunch of friends of his from the sumo circuit they are in town, and he'll be getting together with them. We shall dine together, then I'll wrestle with them all at once, and of course, then perhaps we shall dine again. It's a very repetitive profession, I guess. He then offers Kimo to join them. My thanks, but the solitude of nature, her beauty would suit me better. I shall walk the beach, and practice my swordplay, and meditate, and then I shall compose a poem. Kimo missed out on his true calling, being a whiny 15-year-old who claims that nobody understands his deep thoughts.
We'll be right back. I'm just hunting some wild Pokemon during this commercial break. Pika Pika! I got you this time. Ha! Gotcha this time. This is what happens when you mess with the greatest master of Pokemon. Oh, we're back now. We all live in a Pokemon world.
And perhaps later you will honor me by letting me hear your poem. Perhaps if the poem is not unworthy. Chuck Norris, Karate Kommandos. This week's episode, the poem slam. Nearby, a woman in yellow is horrified to see the Karate Kommandos and wonders what she's going to do. But then we cut over to the twins, Pepper and Reed, who actually dress in the same denim jackets and orange shirts as each other. Gee whiz, Pepper! Nobody in the history of ever actually said gee whiz. The least you can do is talk to me. I can talk to you anytime, Reed, but the Banana 7000 is really interesting hardware. Oh dear Lord, it is the Equestria Girls. So this is what happened after they graduated Canterlot High. Well, at least Flash Sentry did, and since he proclaims that he doesn't give a damn about the computer other than keeping it out of the hands of the Cult of the Claw. Pepper, or Onset, if you see it that way, says that she wants to make the most of it. Most of this chance to test the thing out. And really, what else is she gonna be at this chance to play Museum Madness? Does anybody else remember that name? That game? You had a robot? You went around fixing the museum exhibits after they went nuts? I am such a nerd. Anyway, Reed is frustrated because he's not paying attention. He's not paying attention to him, so he storms off right into the woman in yellow, who says that her name is Marge. Marge spills the beans immediately since she knows, he's a member of the Karate Kommandos, that her mother is very ill, and that the Cult of the Claw offered her a lot of money to find some way to steal the computer. They didn't want to hurt anybody, and the computer is a machine. It's just a machine. And I am a man. And I am a man. Wait. So, he just randomly managed to bump into the one person who was helping the villains. With this knowledge, Reed says he'll be right back since he has to check and make sure the computer is okay back in the room. Pepper hears scratching at the door, only to find a cat waiting there. The cat? But how did you get and onto this floor? Or the motel? Are you lost? But then, ninjas! No, he came with us. Ninja Cat! The Cult of the Claw. It's a trap. It's a trap. Yeah, you were all thinking it. Also, that was the most cunning plan the Cult of the Claw can come up with. Let a cat scratch at the door. These are our villains in the series. Pepper gets off a few moves, but the ninjas then pull out a gun. Stop! Think of what one bullet could do to this computer. You're not even threatening her with a gun, and that's the thing you're trying to steal, morons. You are the dumbest ninjas ever. Pepper surrenders because she can't let that happen, even though he's clearly close enough to kick the gun out of his hand. And for crying out loud, it's a prototype. It's not like it's all the design plans, schematics, and information. And Banana can build a new one. But whatever. They take her too for some reason. And the others of the Karate Kommandos reunite. And they quickly deduce that she's been kidnapped. And while it's not a guy who has been kidnapped, I was expecting Melissa to show up to say, but he was abducted by ninjas. Let's call the cops. But she's absent. Reed explains what happened and how he had walked out after the arguments. This is what can barely be considered a character moment where the way he panics is in his explanation. It suggests that he's in cahoots with the ninjas, but no one actually throws on any accusations or remarks, and he immediately explains everything. And so what the heck was even the point? I guess I've been a real jerk, huh? No, you've been a brother. And also you're fired for deserting your post. Chuck asks if he knows where to find Margie, but I'd like to find the evil wizard who no doubt cast a spell on Reed's body to make his proportions twisted around. His head and torso appeared to be shrinking based on how big Chuck's hand is there. But his own hand is positively huge, and he could wrap that around his own head. Even too much is winching at the sight of that thing. Anyway, Reed suspects that Margie may have just been a decoy, but Chuck thinks otherwise. And from some of the clues too much and I picked up today, while we were scouting around, I have a pretty good idea of what neighborhood to look for her in. AKA, he read the script. Everybody, get into your battle suits. It's morphin' time! Norris Ninja Ranger! And seriously, these are battle suits? Jeez, I guess all your funding went into the super cruiser, Reed. He doesn't even have any battle armor. He's still in his regular clothes. Anyway, they have Wolf track Pepper's scent, and we see Pepper herself being held by the ninjas. Now, show us how this to operate the computer. It is told to hit any key to continue. Where is any key? Pepper refuses to cooperate, and Maggie, he protests to the ninjas that nobody was supposed to hurt. The ninjas don't give a damn, of course, so Maggie steps in. Wait, please don't hurt her. Let me talk to her for a minute. Woman to woman. Pepper, do you ever feel not so fresh? Wolf picks up her scent and leads them to the right house. How do we get in? Inside, politely. So Chemo just walks up and knocks on the door. Actually, I was going to use a clip of Suburban Nights, but that would make Linkara want to punch me a lot more. So instead, I will use an unused clip from Part 4, Battle of the Black Pyramid instead.
Hi there. We represent the video game Better Business Players for a Brighter Tomorrow. We're trying to start a petition to get second-rated games taken off the market.
Good afternoon. May I come in? Insolent fool! Why did you answer the door? Or did you guys order pizza or something? So yeah, they beat up some more ninjas as they all storm out at him, and Chemo awkwardly, he swings his arm around with really stiff arms. I am the greatest samurai ever! It seems to work. Though it seems to cut off their straps, which means absolutely nothing since the straps appear to be mostly decorative. Smooth. Oh, and Chuck Norris fighting is equally awkward, mostly just tackling people and using his kung fu action grip to swing his arms around. Oh no. Chuck Norris! Please don't do that again. If you ever wanted any evidence that Steve Ditko did not give a single damn about drawing this comic, well, here you have it. The dude is responsibly infused as missing a heck of a lot of money, and life on his fight scenes means even changing up fighting styles depending on the hero's responsibility. But here, it looks like some panels Moses doing stretches and acrobatics. Things on Chuck. Oh yeah, the 12-year-old is learning around eating around a dog who goes chasing after the ninja cat. One of the ninjas thinks that the only way they can salvage this situation is by threatening Pepper her and goes to her, instructing her to come in with him. Hey guys, I think I figured out this gun thing. If you threaten the people with it, it works a whole lot better. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be accurate since Pepper refuses to obey. Hey, and then Marge steps out from behind and smashes a face on his head. With the ninjas defeated, the group finally reunites. Marge spots Reed with his face suddenly transforming into this and begins complimenting him. I knew you'd come to save us, and you're honestly this noble and brave. Hey, you only met him 2 hours ago, and all he did was ask you about the plot to take the computer. That's it. It seems there's a cash reward for anyone who could find and stop the ones after the computer, and that money can now be used to help Marge's mother. For that, Marge starts making out with Reed. This annoys Pepper for some reason, and as if she was jealous. Ew. And so our comic ends with this exchange. Hey Chuck, I might have an idea. Let's take back the computer and let the Alt of the Claw keep my sister. It would serve them right. Oh, we're gonna torture her. This comic sucks. The artwork is lazy and slip shoot all over the place, owing to Steve Ditko clearly not giving a damn. The plot itself is stupid and ridiculous, and not even the fun kind of all the way. Like US1, but it's just dumb. And importantly, in plot stuff, just conveniently falls into the laps of the heroes. So yes, by initial, he says, and stick with Mr. T. Next time, I'm its normal videos again, as we have a change in the schedule. Change of plans in the schedule as we finally do Twilight Sparkle, a Media League Sigma 6 movie.
never sleeps.